take a look at what's going on in the West, starting with the Lakers and the Grizzlies, because Ja Morant and company came roaring back, Kendrick Perkins, to make this a 3-2 series.
They absolutely did, and I thought they did a great job of actually pushing the pace. The Lakers could not keep up, but look at Ja Morant, just relentless to the offensive glass. Best offensive rebounding guard in the league.
It looked like his hand was potentially bothering him a little bit less. The Lakers, though, mounted a little bit of a comeback here when Anthony Davis was on the floor. 3-point game at this point. But then Memphis, once again, just had an answer for everything, it felt like. Ja gets the role.
He says he's too small. D'Angelo Russell got to do better defensively. But I just thought the Grizzlies, they felt off. They was off the crowd of the home crowd, and they had the energy. That's why they was live in the arena.
So it's a 1-point game, and Anthony Davis heads to the bench. He had 31 points, 19 rebounds, and yet not in the game. So Jaren Jackson Jr. goes to work here, blows a kiss to the crowd. Once again, the Grizzlies fight for the board. Xavier Tillman dishes it back out. Desmond Bane, you cannot leave that man in the corner like that.
Absolutely, and Tillman has been huge, especially at home, attacking the glass, and great find by him.
It just felt like a little, too late when Anthony Davis came back into the game. Memphis gets the win 116-99, so the series now shifts back to Los Angeles. In Game 5, it flipped when AD went to the bench. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go. That was in the third quarter. Then the Grizzlies led 75-74, ended the quarter on a 19-2 run, and that all but ended the game, right? Let's keep it pushing to the Golden State Warriors because championships are in their DNA. Steph Curry getting set in Gold-Onwude Arena, but we were a little bit concerned here, Roz, because this is on the road where the Warriors have not been good here. Draymond Green came off the bench once again.
Yeah, I felt like this win was a significant one for the rest of this series, and if they advance, take them all the way on a nice run in playoffs. They needed this identity, confidence-building win on the road.
1-point game, Steph Curry. Davion Mitchell, by the way, has done a fantastic job all series long. It is exhausting, I imagine, to guard Steph Curry. Clay, coming off the screen, finds his spot, elevates over Sabonis. It felt like Game 6 Clay arrived a little bit early.
Everybody was chipping in. It was Clay, it was Wiggins, it was Draymond, it was rebounds from Looney, it was Steph with the dagger, and it wasn't about a flurry of threes. These were tough, half-court execution plays from a team with championship experience.
I will say on the Kings side, though, one of the reasons why it was so close late for Sacramento is the effort of Malik Monk. He was just everywhere for them, but Andrew Wiggins elevates, gets it to go. 5-point game. Once again, Malik finds Sabonis for the slam. 3-point game. This is when I'm biting my nails just a little bit, but putting Keegan Murray in a spin cycle, this would all but do it. And just for good measure, Steph Curry gets to his spot, looking, lobs it up and in and one. That would be the game, and Steph lets the crowd know it. So the Warriors' championship DNA was on full display, right, down the stretch of Game 5. Helped them pull off a crucial road win. Golden State has won a road game in 28 straight playoff series. That extends the longest streak by any team in NBA history. But it all boils down to this, as I'm rejoined by our full panel here. The Grizzlies, they win. They force a Game 6. The Warriors, they are 1 win away from advancing. So, Perk, I'm going to start with you here. We heard Roz say that she thinks the Warriors may get this done in 6. Which series is going to 7?
Neither. We won't have a Game 7. Matter of fact, I'm tapping out on the Kings. Last night, what I witnessed out of the Golden State Warriors, they snatched their souls. And I can't say enough about 6-man Draymond Green. Coming in off the bench, it has been huge, and it's actually benefiting the Warriors. 21 points last night? And then when I think about Looney, can we talk about him anchoring that defense on the glass, basically just manhandling Sabonis, letting him know that there's levels to this, and Steph Curry and Clay with their shot making. And I thought Andrew Wiggins all night long did a nice job of hounding De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox is talented enough that he's going to get his, but I'm waving the white flag. I'm tapping out.
All right, so you're going Warriors in 6, Lakers in 6.
Yeah.
Brian, where are we going for you?
Yeah, I like both teams' chances to close out in 6 at home, but I think the Lakers are in a little bit more tenuous position. Malika, sometimes we say LeBron looks like he's 28, not 38. Last night he looked 38, and they've got a real tough turnaround. They didn't get back to L.A. until 1 this morning. Very little time to rest. And look, the Grizzlies figured something out last night. Taylor Jenkins took Dillon Brooks out, put in Luke Kennard. It changed the spacing. Kennard was plus 26. I think you'll see that if Kennard's healthy. He did have a shoulder stinger, but if Kennard's healthy, I think you'll see that, and it might be a wrinkle that allows the Grizzlies, who are much younger, to have maybe a little bit of an edge coming back to L.A.
Well, LeBron did take responsibility for that. He said, I played like a word I can't say on TV, but he vowed to be better in Game 6. The Knicks advanced to the second round for the first time since 2013, and Vegas has them favored in their matchup with the Heat. The Knicks won 3 of 4 meetings during the regular season, but all 4 games were decided by 9 or less points here. So the Knicks, they haven't made the Eastern Conference Finals since 2000. That was when Aaliyah's Try Again was the #1 song. Gladiator, it topped the box office. So, Brian, what's it going to take for the Knicks to get back there? Do you think they can?
Well, they are waking up today, Malika, with home court advantage in this round. Not having home court in the first round, home court in the second round. We do not see that often. We could see it in the West, too, with Golden State. The most important thing in the short term is Julius Randle's ankle. He really didn't have a very effective series against the Cavs other than in the first game. Re-sprained it last night. His health is going to be very important. But if you watch this Knicks team, they dominated every single matchup and every single phase of that series with the Cavs, and I don't think they played their best basketball. Emmanuel quickly didn't shoot the ball that well. Quentin Grimes got injured. Jalen Brunson was very effective, but at moments where he wasn't that efficient. Josh Hart suffered a sprained ankle. They can actually take their game to another level, and the chance to get to start this at home, even though the Heat are a team that is very experienced, the way that they dominated the Cavs rebounding the ball, the window is there for them to do it again to the Heat if the Heat aren't more prepared than Cleveland.
Perk, I want to get your response to what you think is going to happen in this series, but I also want to give you your flowers because I think you saw this coming. You called it. This was back before the All-Star break. This is what you tweeted. This was January. I'm legit worried about the Cavs. They're going to win regular season games because they have a lot of talent, but their inconsistency on both ends of the floor is going to be the reason they're going to be a first-round exit. Carry the hell on. So safe to say you're not surprised, just disappointed. And what do you think of this Knicks-Heat matchup?
Well, 2 things. I'm proud of myself for actually writing that tweet. Typing out that tweet, correct grammar across the board.
No typos.
Secondly, I appreciate the flowers, but I love food. And third, I saw it coming. Let me explain why. I criticized Evan Mobley on our show, and I told the Cavs needed more out of him. What people were on me about, what you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. He got exposed. Also, what I saw out of the Cavs was I saw Donovan Mitchell dominating the ball, taking a lot of shots, which took away from the growth of everybody else. And when you're going into the postseason, you got to have everybody feeling confident. I didn't see that in Jared Allen. I didn't see that in Evan Mobley. Darius Garland at that time took over, but eventually this team had become the Donovan Mitchell show. And you're not going to win like that when the team doesn't have confidence. So what ended up happening is that the Knicks end up punching them in the mouth. They got physical with them. That was the most important thing because the Knicks didn't shoot the ball well. They just got physical and junked the game up. And that's what ended up happening, But I like when I'm right.
The Magic have the 6th best odds to land the #1 pick, who we all expect, right, to be Victor Wembanyama. What would adding a talent like that do to this team?
I mean, if we were able to add that guy, I think it would take this team to another level. That guy's a player who I don't think many people have seen before in terms of the height, the skill, the movements, just how he's able to move at that size. It really don't make sense when you watch it. So, whatever team that gets him is going to be lucky. But, if we get him, I think it's going to cause a lot of problems for this league.
Well, especially when you consider the fact that your 8 top scorers on this Magic team, they are all 25 or younger. So when we look at the future of the league, when we look at who has the brightest futures in this league, where would you put your Orlando Magic team?
Yeah, I think we're right there at the top. Having that confidence in the next year, sky's the limit for us. Like you said, everyone's young, everyone's hungry. I don't think anyone outside of a couple guys who are older have have experienced the playoffs and what that's like. So we're hungry to get there. That's what we want. You know, a lot of expectations for year 2, but it's just going to bring the best out of us.
You mentioned the playoffs, and Jamal Mosley has done so many great things with this group. But one thing that I thought was really interesting that he did is last season he brought young players to the playoffs to experience that environment, to sit in the stands, to feel the crowd, to feel the energy, to feel that intensity. What plans do you have, if any, to sort of soak in what's happening right now, even though you're not a part of it on the floor, to better prepare yourself for the goals next season?
Yeah. Yeah, me and Mo has already been talking about what games we want to go to, what series we're thinking about heading to. I know I got invited to the NBA Finals, so I plan to accept that and definitely check that out. You watch the playoffs, and immediately, I mean, you can tell it's just a different brand of basketball. It's a lot slower, a lot more physical, a lot more intense. The crowd, the opponents, you know, jawing back and forth. Like, everything's just heightened to another level. You know, we got to get there. We got to earn our spot and get there. It's not going to be easy. No team is going to lay down and hand it to us. Definitely want to make them playoffs. That's the biggest thing for us. And I think we can do it too. We just got to stay together and, you know, be locked in.
Stay together. You set the expectations high with that dunk in your first game last season. Can't wait to see what you do next season. Paolo, thank you so much for spending some time with us on NBA Today, and we'll see you at the finals.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.